The desert winds howl. A storm brews over the shifting sands of ancient Egypt. Lightning cracks the sky, illuminating a lone figure standing atop a dune, a powerful god with the head of a beast unknown to man. His eyes burn with fury. His name is Set, the god of chaos, war, and storms. This is his story. Long ago, when the world was young, 4 powerful deities were born from the union of Geb, the earth, and Nut, the sky. Osiris, wise and just, was destined to rule. Isis, his devoted wife, wielded magic greater than the gods themselves. Nephthys, the quiet shadow, watched from the sidelines. And then there was Set, fiery, unpredictable, a force of the wild desert itself. Set was not like his brother Osiris. Where Osiris brought life to the land, Set thrived in the barren dunes, where the winds whispered secrets only he could hear. He was a warrior, a hunter, a god who thrived in the chaos beyond civilization. But as time passed, the gods decreed that Osiris would rule Egypt, bringing order and prosperity to the people. Set, born of storm and sand, watched as his brother sat upon the throne that he believed should have been his. The seed of jealousy took root, and from that seed, a storm began to brew. One fateful evening, Set invited Osiris to a grand feast. The halls were filled with laughter and the scent of sweet wine, but hidden among the revelry was treachery. Set presented a magnificent chest, inlaid with gold and gemstones, declaring that whoever fit inside it perfectly would win it as a gift. One by one, the guests tried, but none matched its dimensions, until Osiris himself lay inside. With a triumphant grin, Set slammed the lid shut and sealed it with unbreakable chains. The laughter died. The room fell into stunned silence, and before anyone could react, Set's followers seized the chest and cast it into the Nile. Osiris was gone. Egypt belonged to Set, but the gods are not so easily silenced. Isis, filled with grief and rage, searched tirelessly for her husband's body, piecing him together from the fragments that Set had scattered across the land. And in one final act of defiance, she brought Osiris back, if only for a moment, long enough to conceive a child, Horus, the Avenger. Horus grew under Isis's protection, training for the inevitable battle against his uncle. When he was of age, he emerged from the shadows and challenged Set for the throne of Egypt. The gods gathered to witness their contest, a battle that would shake the heavens. For years, the war raged. Set and Horus clashed across the deserts and rivers, their battles shaping the very land itself. In one contest, they transformed into mighty beasts, locking horns in a battle of brute strength. In another, they raced across the Nile in stone boats, testing their cunning. But Set was not just a warrior, he was a trickster. He played foul, seeking to humiliate and defeat Horus through deception rather than honor. Yet Horus was not alone. Isis, his mother, wove spells to aid him, tipping the balance in his favor. And in the end, after trials of strength, endurance, and wit, the gods declared Horus the rightful king. Set, defeated, was cast out into the barren desert he once called home. But Set did not vanish. The storm does not end simply because the sky clears. Though he was banished, he remained a necessary force in the universe. Every night, as the sun god Ra sailed through the underworld, Set stood at the bow of the divine boat, spear in hand, fighting the monstrous serpent Apep, chaos itself. Without Set, Apep would devour the sun, and the world would be lost to darkness forever. Tell me, do you see Set as a villain, or as a god who understood that chaos is as vital as order? If you want to hear more stories of the gods of ancient Egypt, make sure to like, subscribe, and join me next time as we uncover the secrets of Anubis, the Lord of the Dead. So was Set truly a villain, or was he something more? To the Egyptians, he was both destroyer and protector, a god of war and survival. Some saw him as a force of evil, others as a warrior necessary to maintain balance. The winds of the desert still whisper his name, and his legacy endures in the echoes of thunder and the shifting sands.